What's up, guys? So I wanted to make this video to just kind of go over what my current programming looks like. Some of you may know that I'm running a program by Nuckols, and I don't want to give away too much of this program because I did pay $10 for it, and I'm not trying to infringe on Nuckols' intellectual property or anything. So everything I say will be very general and nothing too specific to give anyone too many ideas about what's going on with this. But as of now, I'm 12 or 13 weeks out from my next meet, which will be on August 15th. So I'm going to be running this program right into the meet, and hopefully it'll lead up to a nice peak right on the day of the competition. So the program is a pretty standard linear periodization program. So it's just starting with very high reps, low intensity, and it'll taper down over time. It's an upper-lower split. So on the lower days, first day's a squat day with deadlift assistance, basically, or a deadlift variation. And the second lower day is a deadlift day with a squat variation. So here you can see I did a set of 167.5 for 12, which was, I should be able to do a lot more than 12 with that weight, but I was fatigued from the previous sets, and my cardio is just terrible, so hopefully this will all bring up my work capacity. And so here you can see me doing some higher rep pause deadlifts, which I'm using as my main movement right now. My main deadlift assistance movement, rather. I was originally going to use the deadlift to knee variation that I was doing all of Candido's 6-week program, but I did miss my 375 attempt at the knees, so I do think it'll be good for me to get some practice in with the full range of motion and not just off the floor. And here you can see I got 105 for 15 on bench, so this probably gives you an idea of how low the intensity is right now. I'm really working in like the 60 to 70% range this week, maybe a little higher or lower depending on the set. The program has a lot of AMRAPs going on, stuff like that, but again, not going to go into too much detail on that front. So on the upper days, it's supposed to be a bench press with overhead press assistance, or overhead press variation on the first day, and then overhead press with a bench variation on the second day. But seeing as I don't really care all that much about my overhead press relative to my raw total, I'm using both days as both days have a bench variation. There is no overhead press variation. So I don't have any footage, but I'm doing close grip floor press as my variation on the first upper day. And that's just because I've missed weights, and I've slowed down a lot towards the top of my reps, so I definitely don't want that happening anymore, so I'm going to be hammering my triceps really hard this cycle. Here's 255 for 10 on deadlifts. This wasn't so bad. I definitely had more in me on this set. Definitely had a few more reps if I wanted to go for them, and I definitely could have increased the weight. But it's a pretty good starting point. I was still pretty fatigued from the first lower day earlier in the week. And then here you could see that the variation I'm using for my squatting is high bar squatting, because as you probably know, I have a huge tendency to good morning my squats, and I think these will help a lot. 155 for 8, it was relatively easy, but not super easy. My high bar is extremely weak relative to my low bar. So this is clearly a big weakness that hopefully I'm going to be able to get a lot stronger at over the next few months. Next few months. And I think it'll translate over really well to my my low bar squat. So, yeah, I don't know what else there is to really talk about. Hopefully these videos, I'll probably make weekly videos. Hopefully this program will work out really well, and I have a lot of faith in it, and hopefully maybe this will convince some of you to buy the program. It's only $10. I only bought it originally because I was curious, not that I had any intentions of running it. But my 6 weeks on Candido's 6-week program were relatively disappointing, so I've kind of moved on to this. I think my deadlift is going to do really well on this because it's a lot more deadlift volume than I'm used to, and my deadlift seems to be doing alright, even on pretty moderate to low volume. So hopefully this works out well. So here's the second upper body day, of course. Here's 57.5 for 14, which, terribly low weights for an overhead press. It's low intensity, so that's kind of my excuse, but also my overhead press is really bad. And this is the bench variation that I'm doing on the overhead press day, which is touch and go bench press. Definitely could have gone higher than 115 for 8, but I was surprised at how fatigued I felt after the high rep overhead pressing. So hopefully all these lifts start going up as the weeks go on. I'll keep you guys updated on my progress, and hopefully this is a really productive training cycle leading into the next meet. I'll catch you guys in the next video.